Sylvia Ido. Thanks for joining me on another edition of Handy Law. We are still examining Nigeria's Trafficking in Persons Prohibition, Enforcement and Administration Act 2015. In this segment, we will look at what the Act says about employing a child under 12 years as a domestic worker and a couple of other offenses. The law forbids the employment, the transportation, or hiring out of a child under the age of 12 years as a domestic worker. A person who commits this offense is liable to a prison term of between 6 months and 7 years. I also know that due to the level of poverty in our society, some parents are just grateful to have one fewer mouth to feed, that they will send out a child of any age to serve as a domestic worker. If you really want to help such a child, don't just bring them into your home to run errands. Go the extra mile of sending the child to school. That way you will be adding value and breaking the cycle of poverty in that family. It is also an offense to employ, accommodate, or hire out a child who is under 12 years of age to do any work that is exploitative in nature, causing injury, or dangerous to the physical, social, and psychological development of the child. Anyone guilty of this offense will be liable to a minimum of 2 years, but not exceeding 7 years imprisonment, without the option of fine. An additional 2 years will be added to anyone found guilty of this offense, where the child was not paid or denied reasonable compensation. Another 3 years will be added to this offender where the child was defiled or suffered bodily harm. The law forbids slave trade in any form. You cannot buy or sell another human being. You cannot detain another human being as your personal slave. You cannot use a person as security for debt. Anyone found guilty of committing this offense will be liable on conviction to not less than 7 years imprisonment and a fine of not less than 2 million naira. It's also an offense to knowingly bring about the illegal entry of a person into a country for which he or she is not a citizen. For clarity, illegal entry means crossing borders without complying with the necessary requirement for legal entry into the receiving country. A person found guilty of this will be liable to not less than 5 years imprisonment without the option of fine. Hope you found this series highly enlightening so far. We will end it by looking at the causes and consequences of trafficking in persons in our society. In the meantime, I'd like to have your comments on what you see being done about it, or what you think each of us can do to stem the scourge of trafficking in persons. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.